I don't know how to start videos. There's an ambulance going outside. That sounds dangerous. My name is Taylor Murray. This is my first video vlog. Yeah. I hope I edit some of this out. Hope it's not all just this crap. So I am 19 and I'm a student at the University of Michigan. People would not like to know this. I study computer science, but that tells you literally nothing about me. And I'm really bad at ad-libbing things. What else about me? So, I'm just going through a rough time right now. I'm reading this book, Daring Greatly, with my friend Ernie, and it's just like, it just fucked me up. So like 3 weeks ago or something, we were reading about numbing and how people numb their emotions. And I was like, I know I have some bad habits, but they can all be cured, and like they're not like all working together under the same guise. But they really are, Like, so some of the things I do to numb is I pick my fingers a lot. Like, if you know me, you're probably concerned about how much I pick my fingers, and like it starts bleeding sometimes. I don't bite, but I just pick to like keep my hands moving. And I'll like look away from people while they're talking to me, because I'm afraid that like, I don't even know what I'm afraid of. This is all the kind of stuff you'll see, that I don't actually know why I do the things I do. But it's just, I'm a creature of habit. And I also drink water when I'm like feeling awkward. So like all this stuff is not really bad, but it's like the intention behind it is not so great. So I'll drink water to like keep my hands busy. I think that's like a main thing for me, keeping my hands busy. And I also will procrastinate on assignments. I do so by watching content passively. So I watched a lot of Netflix. Like I just binge watched and I could not stop it. And I also would watch YouTube videos like that would autoplay, and I would just keep on watching, and it wouldn't be like good content. Like I love Nathan Zed, I love the Vlogbrothers. I recently love a new girl called Jessica. I forget her last name, but she does stuff on deafness and disability. I wouldn't watch that stuff. I'd just watch like, the Try Guys or the lip sync battle, even though I was watching the Queer Eye one and that was amazing. But I would just do stuff like that, or I'll not respond to people's texts, which is very annoying. And I like to act like, oh, I don't see it, because even if I just texted someone, if they just text me back, oh, nope, can't do that. I'm gonna wait at least 20 minutes. So then hopefully you're not gonna respond to me at that point, because I really don't want like contact like that, I guess. Even like people I like I'll avoid them in public if I'm not sure if our conversation's gonna be good. So here's the root of all this. I just discovered it. So I know I've been saying that I have like this, I have to be perfect all the time. And I mainly thought that applied to like my academics. So I couldn't be wrong in anything I said, because then people would say, oh wow, Taylor's dumb. She's not actually as smart as we think she is. And that was like my whole life. I was like, I have to be smart. That's my one characteristic, my one good characteristic. And so I thought it was just about that, but my perfection like really runs deep, I found. So I can't take risks. I can't. It's very hard for me, and I can't experience anything bad. I won't listen to music I don't like. That's another thing I do to numb. So I listen to a lot of like music, and I'll get tired of the music, but I won't stop listening to it. And so I only listen to music that I like. I won't listen to a song I don't like for more than like 5 seconds. I'll switch it immediately. And when as a kid, I never ate stuff that I didn't like. If I didn't know what it tasted like, I basically lived on chicken tenders and fries. I was very unhealthy. Because I couldn't feel bad. You know, I just had to feel like okay all the time. And I had to be perfect all the time. And this is actually like a really big deal, because I don't know. I just feel like, so I've tried to go cold turkey this week, and not do any of my numbing tactics. So I don't have a Hulu account or a Netflix account anymore, so I can't go on that. I don't have food in here. I used to binge eat, like to calm me down. I would eat popcorn, mouthfuls of it, like handfuls of it, to just calm me down. And I also have a vibrator that broke recently. So I can't like use anything for like feeling like sexual pleasure. I would try not to pick my fingers, but that would just make me like more stressed. And God, it was just really hard. I had a really hard night last night. I was just in the dumps, you know, and I felt like it was like another one of those situations where I had nothing to do. And so like everything really kind of coalesced on me. And I don't know if I'm using words right. Just let everything happen on this show, you know? And it was just really hard. And like even this morning, I did not want to do anything. And it's like, it's hard when you're just getting rid of all your numbing tactics, because then you're just feeling really bad all of a sudden, and like you're like, okay, what am I supposed to do now, because I don't have any like healthy coping tactics. I did some yoga last night, which helped for a little while, but after that I was like, okay, what am I gonna do now, you know, because the feelings just resurface. And I was also trying to write some music, because I told a guy that like I'd written a song about my dad, which I did, but I was just questioning myself, like, is the song actually like a good song? Like, it's not really a song. I don't know how to write a song and like have a whole chorus and like change chords and everything like that. Like, I'm not that talented. And so I was trying to write other stuff so like they wouldn't be disappointed. And I was just like trying to write things, and then all the things I was writing, like, it wasn't for me. So it was just like, okay, what would they like? What would they like? What would they like? And that's not what you should do when you're making art, especially. And then you just start like over criticizing yourself, you know? So that's where we're freaking at. Yeah. And then I start to wonder, like, okay, what is self-care? Because everyone's talking about self-care nowadays. Like, it's a really hot topic. And I'm like, what is self-care actually? Like, self-care for me, I thought, kind of, I don't know, was like my coping tactics, which were all kind of unhealthy things that I did. Like, I would scroll through social media kind of blindly, and I would like eat, you know, and neither of those things helped me, but they helped numb things for me, and they helped me keep on going, you know. So I think I need to reframe what self-care looks like for me. Because I think I do need time to recharge, but like, how can I recharge in a healthy way that will actually help me? And how do I learn to deal with the things that I'm feeling? It's a big question. But yeah, what's this channel gonna be about? I don't know. Oh, shoot. Obviously do not have a professional camera. Clearly. There we go. But, you know, I have really also never been able to stick to something. So I have this thing where I'm like, okay, I gotta do this. Now I gotta do this. So I'm like, okay, so you're going to prisons every week. That's great, you're doing that. But you actually need to be doing stuff for the homeless every week, Taylor. Why aren't you concerning yourself about environmental justice? Why aren't you being a trans activist? Like, why aren't you reading this? Why aren't you like stepping up your education game? You had this goal at Leadership to do all education stuff. Like, why aren't you doing that? Why aren't you preparing for your EECS internship this summer? Why aren't you like writing poetry? Why aren't you being creative, Taylor? Wow. Guess you're not as cool as I thought. Why aren't you taking time for self-care, Taylor? Why don't you have time to go into nature, Taylor? Like, I just can't. I'm never happy doing the things that I'm doing. You know? It's like when I'm reading a book, I'm like, oh, someone else has recommended me other books that I should be reading instead of this one. You know? And I'm saying you know a lot. I'm sorry. You're in this club, but this club does more. And I just am never appreciative of where I am. I think that also kind of goes into the whole thing about me being perfect. I am always trying to be this thing that is unattainable, and this sounds like a broken record. Everyone always says this, perfection is unattainable, Taylor. Can't reach it. But, you know, has that ever sunk in for me? Has it ever sunk in for all of us? I doubt it, because it definitely hasn't sunk in for me. And everything I say has to be perfect. And so I might as well just not say anything. It's kind of like the abstinence education that I learned in high school. So, what was I saying? So I can't be grateful for what I have. That's why when I went to the mall when I was a kid, I got these clothes. And then 2 weeks later, I was like, I want more clothes. Nothing was enough for this girl. And I don't know, like, I think I'm a good person. I mean, obviously, I've just revealed a ton of faults. But I feel like I'm not the worst person in the world. I've achieved quite a bit. And I've done well for myself. So I'm just like grappling with the fact that like, obviously some of that, like, I'm not satisfied with where I am was a good thing. And I've gotten to like a pretty prestigious institution, and I've like gotten good grades, and that's all great stuff. But I'm still like, if you can't enjoy where you're at any point, what's the point? I try and make my bed every day now. I used to not do that. And I I'm actually like, I don't think about buying clothes anymore. I am having so much fun, like picking out my outfits every day. The amount of creativity you have when you have a limited closet is huge. If you just had like a new outfit every day, would you really have to think about it? No, it's so much fun to make your own outfits. And I feel like I never even thought of that. And the same thing goes with like listening to music. So like, I only ever listen to music that I like. And so there was never a need for me to make my own music. And now if I'm listening to more stuff and I'm hearing people who've made their own music, like that's so inspiring to me. And just to be grateful for what I have. Sorry, getting back on track. Being grateful. It's just like enjoying the journey, you know? Like every morning I walk to class. But how many times I'm walking so fast. I do not walk slow, okay? The smell the roses thing, I was like, ha! I don't smell the roses smell me as I walk past. Because I fart a lot, maybe. Okay, sorry. It was a bad joke. So I'm walking fast all the time because I got places to be, you know? But when I'm there, am I even happy when I'm there? No. So it's like, we're trying to make the most out of what we have right now. I think I also learned that this semester by not taking so many freaking classes. So I was in Math 217 this year, and I feel like I really got a good grasp of how to write proofs. And that was my goal. And I think I did that. And I also got to go to prison, which was one of my goals last year. So I've actually done some like stuff that I wanted to do. Good job, Taylor. And I am still not satisfied. I'm still trying to think of like ways to expand out, but I'm never thinking about ways like I can expand on what I already have. So for instance, I'm gonna be the POPs outreach director next year, which is super exciting. And I'm like, maybe I can incorporate a lot of what I want to do with like activism, maybe into the POPs outreach, you know? I don't need to reinvent the wheel, so to say. I don't need to go out and learn Spanish if I'm taking a class where I have to learn Portuguese for a study abroad associated with PCAP. Like, I can build on the things that I'm doing. I don't always, like, the opportunities will arise within themselves. I don't need to go searching on, like, another planet, you know? I feel like I'm saying, you know, a lot. And this is the second time I've said that I think I'm saying, you know, a lot. So I hope you don't mind that. Maybe I'll just cut out every time I say, you know. Or maybe I'll put all of them at the end. That'll be real self-conscious. And even the books that I read them and I'm like trying to speed through them. Because I'm like, there's another book I have to read. It's like, I was gonna try and make a computer science analogy, but that was not gonna work out. Hopefully no computer science students are watching this. But if you are, shout out to you guys. So we're just taking things slow. One goal at a time, people. Okay? I say that a million times. I hope I can keep up with this because I've started so many things, you guys. If I figure out how to start something and actually freaking go a long time and do it, then I'll let you know because I have been struggling with that question for so long. But I think the root of it is what I'm talking about right now. Because I'll have a goal, and then I'll be like, oh, this goal is not very good. I'm just gonna switch it completely. And then I start from ground zero. And all this stuff that I built is gone. So you're like, okay, I'm trying to learn Latin. Okay, now I'm trying to learn sign language. Okay, now I'm trying to learn Portuguese. Okay, now I'm trying to learn Spanish. Like, you're never actually gonna learn anything if you switch a freaking million times. And that's really hard when everyone around you is telling you things that you should do. And you're like, oh, okay, because I am very susceptible to people telling me I should do things. I like to listen to them. And I think, oh, well, that's a good idea. Maybe I should do that. But everything you hear from other people should be taken with multiple grains of salt. I'm not saying that they have bad intentions. I'm just saying that you need to do what's best for you. And sometimes that's doing what they say, and sometimes that's just saying, okay, maybe in the future I will do that. Or maybe I can incorporate some of that into my current work. But I need to focus on what I'm doing right now. As the one Ron Swanson once said, never half-ass two things when you can whole-ass one thing. We're gonna try and whole-ass some things in the year 2019. And that's where we're ending this video. So I hope you enjoy that content. Yeah. All right, so in the comments below, tell me how you're feeling today. Are you feeling chunky, crispy, crunchy, creamy, salty, spicy, that's all we have today. If you think of another word to describe how you're feeling, please share it in the comments below. But this is T-Dog signing off. I'll probably never say that again, but first vlog, who cares? All right, peace, bye.